Welcome to this special coffee with yours truly, Dragon. We're gonna go live on Facebook, and we are live on Facebook. It is 12:55. Welcome to this afternoon live coffee with yours truly, Adrian Dragon event. Special event. Yours truly. We're gonna do a little bit of reading, meditation, and speculation on the stock market, the stock market. First and foremost, I do want to say that I'm grateful, thankful that my rent is paid for July. My electricity bill is paid in full for July, so those bills, my responsibility, duty, and obligation to pay my rent in full has been fulfilled, as well as paying my electricity bill has been fulfilled, paying it in full. So I'm thankful, grateful for that. I'm also gonna thank you, farmers. Thank you, love you, kiss you, hug you, farmers. Thank you, love you, kiss you, hug you, truckers. Thank you, love you, kiss you, nurses, doctors. Thank you, love you, kiss you, warehouse workers. Thank you, love you, kiss you, dock workers. Thank you, love you, kiss you, hug you, daycare workers. Thank you, love you, kiss you, hug you, construction workers. Thank you, love you, kiss you, bakers. Thank you, love you, kiss you, butchers. Thank you, love you, kiss you, those cooks, all who make food across this North American civilization, or collective, across the collective North American civilization, which is, of course, yours truly's theory. That North America, of course, can believe, theoretical belief, of course, beyond theory, I do believe it, that my theory is true, that North America constitutes a collective civilization that began circa in a response to the Second World War, as a response and as a response and reaction to the Second World War, and the fact that Western civilization was at war. Within Western civilization, there were warring nation states within part of the same Western civilization that were warring with each other, and the communism and fascism, of course, and the civil war within the Western civilization, which took part in the Second World War. So the collective North American civilization, calling for the security, prosperity, and insurance and security of liberty thereof. Please, my brothers and sisters, increasing hygiene in public, increasing hygiene in public. Yesterday went on the marching shop. I'm grateful, thankful, got a $2.87, less than $3. Watermelon big, about 11 pounds watermelon, so thank you, love you, kiss you, hug you, to the farmers from the United States, USA, and yours truly was born twice in past lives in the USA. As a matter of fact, 156 years ago that way, in the back of me, 718 miles, served in the US Army. And I'm grateful, thankful, of course, for that watermelon, who all fruits, all vegetables, all legumes, and all the grains are made, produced, and created by the dance of the goddess with her brother the sun. But of course, by that dance, all fruits, vegetables, and legumes, and grains, and the grain is created, made, and produced. However, our brothers and sisters, farmers, harvest for us to make, upgrade, and maintain civilization, such as this cup of coffee here that I'm about to ingest. I'm going to say a blessing and a meditation that black coffee bean, originally in a red berry, was also made, created, and produced by the dance of the goddess with her brother the sun. And of course, harvest, it doesn't say the country of origin. I always check on the labels, the country of origin, and I'm ever questioning, ever curious, and it could be from Brazil, could be from Cuba, could be from Central America somewhere, Panama, Costa Rica, Honduras, or it could be from Colombia. It could also be from, of course, Africa, Uganda, Ethiopia. It could also be from, of course, Ivory Coast, or it could also be from Asia, from Vietnam in the past, since 2010, has been dedicated a lot of land area, agricultural land, capable land, to, of course, harvesting coffee and producing coffee. And of course, it has produced lots of coffee thereof. So yours truly, Adrian Dragon, independent artist, independent athlete, independent activist, AAA universal spiritual teaching student, and yours truly, world peace advocate, who's not perfect, far from it, got issues, got vices, got lust, and admit that at some things I am mediocre. Do admit that at some things I am average, at some things I'm so, at some things perhaps I am fucking useless, at some things I am great, such as geopolitical analysis and theory, to go in depth, profound exploration and analysis of geopolitical factors and events based on current events and the trends thereof, geopolitical trends. I'm great at analyzing and theorizing on geopolitics, whether the cultures are going in whatever directions, and based on historical antecedents and historical revisions and events in the history and interactions within regions, geopolitical regions, civilizations, and of course nation states. I am great, super excellent at geopolitical analysis, just as I am the world's greatest living dancing millennial rainbow poet who's got some brain and some muscle. And today, before the full moon cleaning of my room, office, and temple, before the full moon cleaning of my underground room, office, and temple, before the full moon cleaning of my room, office, and temple, before the full moon cleaning of my room, office, and temple, we are going to train the brain. We are going to train the brain. We are going to train the brain and speculate. And of course, yours truly can learning every day, can learn and learn everything under the sun is pretty much thing can learn every day, and I am learning every day. And of course, as much as philosophy and theory that have created and I've written for the past years, 7 years, 8 years, 9 or 10 years, that of yours truly, when I've been through depression, been suicidal, and of course working out, training, exercising has been, is, and will continue to be my medicine and my therapy of choice. I do encourage all to work out, to train, exercise. I did 3 hardcore workouts in a row, plus yesterday march for shopping with my anonymous sister, whom if I make $1 I give her half. Anonymous donation, anonymous sponsorship. It's 1:01 p.m. Gonna have this cup of coffee again. I am thankful, grateful that my rent is paid in full. I've fulfilled my obligation to pay my rent in full for this month of August, and of course have fulfilled my obligation to pay my rent as well, rent in full and electricity bill in full. Thank you, love you, kiss you, hug you, workers of Hydro-Quebec. And as a matter of fact, I'm gonna give a shout out and a thank you, love you, and a kiss you, and a big dragon hugs. I offer. You don't have to take my kisses, because kisses got 718 trillions of them. I do offer to all my willingly loving allies and armies, kisses, hugs, and loves, and rap and philosophy and dance. With that, pledge your allegiance, pledge your allegiance, pledge your allegiance. I'm not perfect, far from it. Get moody, get upset, get triggered, get annoyed, have questions. Some things I am mediocre, average, so. Got some brain and some muscle. My workouts are the best. Try challenging the athletes in the patriarchal sports leagues. I say patriarchal because of course there's no women's sports leagues, which it makes even close. Financially, economically, commercially, there's not even one women's sports leagues, which makes close to the economic, financial, commercial benefits and multi-million dollar contracts that many hundreds of athletes in the aforementioned sports leagues of the NFL, National Football League, NHL, National Hockey League, NBA, National Basketball Association, MLB, who make multi-million dollar contracts. It's calling on them to mass finance, food security, and LGBTQ youth, sports, and people to work out, train, exercise, that I'm calling for via the Dragon Army, to encourage people to work out, train, exercise with the philosophy that this body is a temple for pleasure and purpose. And how do we invest in it? By working out, by training, and by exercising is my investment of choice, as I did yesterday, Wednesday, as I did Tuesday, as I did Monday. Working out, training, exercising hardcore, challenging the multi-millionaire athletes in the NFL, National Football League, NHL, National Hockey League, NBA, National Basketball Association, MLB, to try do my workouts. If they can, they gotta give a third, preferably half, to the dancing goddess and the dragon kingdom, and to finance, mass finance, food security, LGBTQ youth, sports, and people to work out, train, exercise across this collective North American civilization, across the North American civilizational collective. It is 1:04 p.m. in the afternoon. Yours truly, Adrian Hana Dragon, independent athlete, independent artist, independent activist, AAA, plus some other dimensions, universal spiritual teaching student, geopolitical analyst, great geopolitical analyst and theorist and philosopher and poet, and independent psychological theorist and analyst, and independent sexual theorist and analyst, and independent put together psychology and sexuality, independent psychosexual theorist and analyst, and androgynous pansexual founder of the dancing goddess and the dragon kingdom. Yours truly, 1:04 p.m. Who made $1 million in the stock market? Please, if you made $1 million in the stock market, please finance across the collective North American. You finance food security, because with all the vices, all the lusts, all the issues that do have and do admit that I have them. As a matter of fact, I watched a little bit of adult movies during the Sabbath of the Dancing Goddess and the Dragon Kingdom, which starts at midnight Friday until about Sunday. I watched a little bit of pornography. Watched a little bit of that movie, so don't hack me. CSIS, RCMP, 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 Mossad, 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 FSB, FSB, former KGB, Stasi, Stasi. Stasis are gone in November 1989 when the Berlin Wall fell. But again, I'm just saying I'm not perfect, far from it. Got issues, get moody, get upset. Workout, training, exercise has been, is, and will be medicine and therapy for yours truly. I believe it is for many, and I'm encouraging the mass financing thereof. Public-private partnership via public and private partnership across all industries, all organizations and institutions. And of course, I am advocating, have advocating, and will advocate, and am advocate today that to implement my trinity of theories, which I've written over the past 7, 8, 9, 10 years or so, as I've suffered struggle with chronic illness, being depressed, suicidal, and precarious employment, and struggling artist, and struggling financially, in other ways, suffered, suffered, been to depression, been suicidal. Paradoxically, during this COVID, I've been healing and encourage everybody to get vaccinated. I am triple vaccinated, and of course, please, 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 increasing the hand hygiene when you go in and out of a public building, such as a bank, a grocery store, a mall, or any other public building which is not your private domain. Increasing hygiene, please, increasing hygiene, please, increasing hygiene. So I'm opening, carrying my disinfectant. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna fill it up because it's a bit short. It's a bit short. Still has a little bit, but I'm gonna just put a little bit more in it. See, because thanks to my sister, she provided a little bit. Thanks to my anonymous sister, she offered a little bit. Sanitizing gel. This is for personal hand hygiene to help prevent the spread of bacteria, because there are bacteria, germs, and microbes. Brothers and sisters, there's these things called microbes, germs, bacteria, germs, microbes, bacteria, and germs. Just there are elements at the micro level, nanobots, of course, at the nano level, at the micro level, at the centimeter, millimeter, and even at the nanometer, right? We have the scale, on the scale, big scale, small scale, medium scale, super big scale, super tiny scale as well. Myself, tiny trinity, got tiny hands, tiny feet, tiny little androgynous carclate dick, 4th dimension, got a big mouth, perhaps with some brain and some muscle. Not perfect, far from it. See, gonna fill it full because it's a little bit low. So there we go, and we filled it to the top. As a matter of fact, we're not gonna waste. We're gonna disinfect the hands now as well. And now it's full, ready to go. Disinfect, rub, disinfect the hands. Please disinfect the hands when you step outside in the public. Right in my private, I'm in my private room, office, and temple. I am in my private room, office, and temple. I am in my private room, office, and temple. Of course, question of privacy. He wants to commission, sponsor. Yours truly, Adrian, Dragan, discussing privacy in the 21st century with the social media, the internet. Of course, some say privacy is dead. Well, if I turn everything off, shut down the computer, shut down, turn off the live stream, close the blinds, and since my rent is paid, my obligation has been fulfilled to pay my rent. I paid electricity bill in full, fully paid my electricity bill. I totally paid my rent. Both rent and electricity bill has been paid off. That obligation has been fulfilled. My duty, obligation, and responsibility. So in theory, I could turn everything off, shut it down, get naked, take my clothes off, and start dancing on Tekashi 6ix9ine music, Madonna music, or Kanye West music, or whatever other music. I could. I'm gonna choose to do a little bit of art, philosophizing, meditation on live stream here with my red shirt on, and maybe do a little bit of rap. Don't want me to start rapping a deliciously disgusting diatribe. And we're gonna learn about the stock market, with some brain and some muscle. First and foremost, I want to say that I am broke. I admit I'm broke. But my work is gold, 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 GOLD. And as a matter of fact, my new CV, curriculum vitae, as I've died during COVID, is this simple. Adrian, I've put in more philosophical, artistic, spiritual, and physical work than all the leaders of the free world combined during COVID. Adrian, independent artist, activist, philosopher, athlete, geopolitical analyst and theorist, world peace advocate, and independent psychological theorist and analyst, and independent sexual analyst and theorist, has put in more work, philosophical, spiritual, artistic, and physical work than all the leaders of the free world combined during COVID. Yours truly, Dragan, I have put in more physical by working out, training, exercising, spiritual, meditations, and rites, and physical, working out, training, exercise, and philosophical, my theories and my analysis and my philosophies, such as the body is a temple for pleasure and purpose. The body is a temple for pleasure and purpose. The body is a temple for pleasure and purpose. How do we invest in it? By working out, training, exercising, by taking a bath, as I've taken a bath yesterday, and of course by hygiene. Again, please increase in hygiene in public. And my new CV is Dragan, put in more philosophical, spiritual, physical, and artistic. The best poems and songs are written and given in oral form, and a little bit of snippets here and there in my live streams and in my videos. Yours truly put in more work than all the leaders of the free world in terms of philosophical, artistic, spiritual, and physical work than all the leaders of the free world combined. And also marched. Then I'm gonna take a moment to thank the workers in sanitation of the city. I'm gonna take a minute to thank for the work that the city's workers in sanitation are doing. The city sanitation workers, construction workers, farmers, butchers, bakers, butchers. Thank you, love you, kiss you, all working in the food. Those who harvested and helped put and transport, because somebody had to load the truck to transport the melon, because it comes from Canada, but I believe it comes from the west coast of Canada, BC. So it traveled a few hundreds and thousands of miles to reach Hawk Island, Montreal, as I am in Hawk Island, Montreal. Adrian Dragon put in more marching steps, marched more than all the leaders of the NATO countries, generals of NATO countries. Yours truly, Dragon Zero, marched more than the generals of NATO countries combined. Yours truly, Dragon Zero, marched in steel-toe boots more than the generals of NATO combined during COVID. Yours truly, Dragon Zero, marched more than the generals of NATO combined during COVID. That's a fact that yours truly have marched more than the generals of NATO combined during COVID, and put in more philosophic, spiritual, artistic, and physical work. Proof of work on my YouTube channel, live stream via Facebook. That of course I've put in more of this work, whether working out, training, exercising, philosophizing, learning, while also admitting and not playing the self-righteous card, and admitting that at some things I am mediocre, some things I am average, some things I am so-so, that some things I am great, such as great artist, passion, and great geopolitical analyst and theorist, universal spiritual teaching student, because I'm learning every day. In a parallel life, science, innovation, and technology is my chosen path, where my universe is making satellites, connecting them with the internet, and in everything internet, telecommunications, supercomputers, ICBM rockets, microchips, gadgets, and satellites, and smartphones is everything that I know. Is in that parallel life, trying to connect to that parallel self gives me headaches, because it's trying to give me 56,000 pages documents to read over a whole weekend. So I said I can read perhaps 50, 100, 560, but 56,000, that would mean I'll have to read for hours a day. Says, well, that's what I do. I read tens of thousands of books. Said I read tens of thousands of books also, but not on this technical scientific aspect. I read on philosophy, civilization, a little bit on finance, and of course even science. But in that parallel life, I am a scientist, and I do satellites, supercomputers, ICBM rockets, telecommunications, and codes, and software, and smartphones. In this life right here and now, philosopher, poet, artist, athlete, activist, spiritual teaching student, and independent psychological analyst and theorist, and sexual analyst and theorist who's not perfect, and trying to connect with that parallel self, he sends me scientific documents about satellites, microchips, supercomputers, ICBM rockets, and smartphones and codes. And I say, okay, well, you try to do my workout. And my parallel self has trouble doing my workout called that I've created, of which I'm proud to have created, the General War Integrated Total Body Training System, aka the Dragon Army workout, which is simple, effective, and efficient. And I'm proud to have created it back in 2019 and to have performed more than 270 of those sessions, and encourage everybody to work out, train, exercise on the fitness journey. 77 pounds down, more than 77 pounds down, more than 77 pounds down. And I've created what I believe to be the perfect workout training program, which requires no equipment and that increases general overall fitness, that is meant to increase general overall fitness. And every time I do it more than 270 times, and still when I do it, I still feel it. General War Integrated Total Body Training System is simple, effective, and efficient, requires no equipment, and these are the rules, which if anybody willingly loving to be a member of the Dragon Army, which I'm calling, of course, the creation and by the integration thereof and the mobilization of citizenry, those willingly loving, because my brothers and sisters, if somebody's not making love, LOV, today, 3 p.m. or tonight, what are we fighting to save the free world for if somebody's not making love tonight? Someone is not making love, what are we fighting to save for? The stock market, the multi-millionaires, athletes, artists who made their millions, billionaires, CEOs, that's what we're fighting to save the free world for if somebody's not making love tonight. That's an open question. I hope somebody says. That's going to give me hope when I go on the streets and I see couples holding hands, kissing, and that gives me hope, that gives me joy. It's LOV, and love is action. And action is required, because as much as I could philosophize, theorize, complex, verbose, vernacular about the complexities of finance and geopolitics and all the complexities of science, telecommunications, and satellites that I know from connecting with that parallel self, because we're connecting, and we're learning, and my parallel self, where satellites, supercomputers, ICBM, rockets, microchips, and coding is everything that parallel self, where I've grown up in Germany and moved as a young adult to Israel and spent life between Germany, Israel, and North America, Germany, Israel, and beyond, and Japan, and developed, created, made satellites, and ICBM rockets and all that stuff in that parallel life. And with this, he's also having trouble, as I'm having trouble connecting with my parallel self, where science, innovation, and technology and developing satellites is my parallel self. I'm getting better at it, but that parallel self also has a difficulty connecting with myself, because I say, okay, well, we try to do my workout. So he says, I'm getting there, it's getting better. It's been a year, it's been 2 years now. When COVID started, because starting to connect. And my General War Integrated Total Body Training System is simple, effective, and efficient, requires no equipment, and the rules are simple. The Dragon Army workout. You got 93 minutes to do 100 push-ups, 100 squats, and 100 hawks. 100 push-ups, 100 hawks, 100 squats. That's the holy, sacred, and divine trinity of the General War Integrated Total Body Training System, aka the Dragon Army workout. 100 push-ups, 100 squats, 100 hawks. That holy trinity. 93 minutes to do it. 13 reps maximum per set is allowed, 3 minimum. Anywhere in between. I recommend 10. I'm doing 10 times 10 is an easy count to get to 100. A minimum of 31 seconds is required of marching or jogging or running or walking fast pace in between the sets. So those are the rules, the 4 numbers and 4 rules to remember. 93 for the total amount of minutes allocated to complete the workout. Of 100 push-ups, 100 squats, 100 hawks, in whatever order. You can do it every time differently. That's the beauty of the workout. You can explore the best and get to the best, what works best for you. But the principle remains that you got to do 100 for each. 100 push-ups, 100 squats, and 100 hawks. Hawks, push-ups, squats, the holy trinity. And the principle remains that you have to integrate the cardio. So I'm averaging about an hour, sometimes 70 minutes, sometimes 75 minutes. Average is about an hour to complete it by doing the most minimum of marching or jogging or running or walking fast pace, which is required in between sets. Sets maximum 13 reps per set is allowed. Minimum 3. Those numbers go together. Keep in mind 13 and 3. You can do 10, 7, 8, 9 until you get to 100. What's required? Those are the 4 simple rules. 93 minutes to do 100 push-ups, 100 squats, 100 hawks. Holy Trinity, hawks, push-ups, squats, 100 for each is required. Maximum 13 repetitions per set is allowed. Minimum 3 repetitions per set is allowed. Anywhere between 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And 31 seconds minimum marching or jogging or running or walking fast pace is required. Try to do it, record it, do it, post it, and my official volunteer representative Red CLIEL work, or official volunteer representative Red CLIEL work. Official volunteer representative Red CLIEL work will direct, instruct, and bless in my name if you try to do it eligible. So that's what I'm advocating for. To, of course, mass finance and incentivize citizens first and foremost from Hawk Island, Montreal, Canada, coast to coast. We got one border, two oceans. We got one border, two oceans. We got one border, two oceans. And of course, throughout the North American civilizational collective and beyond. Because I am a world peace advocate, I do understand and that we have to channel myself. I admit I have aggression. I do admit that I have aggression. Do admit I have aggression. But my brothers and sisters, to channel it. Sublimate, channel, sublimate and channel, sublimate and channel. Just like aggression needs to be sublimated and channeled, sexuality as well, sexuality as well, sexuality as well. Been a few years now that yours truly, Adrian, Dragon, is out of the closet as it goes. I've been openly LGBTQ for many years now. You can see, fact check my videos discussing me as being LGBTQ and in solidarity with fellow LGBTQers and XYZ and what have you, and all these things that are part of us. So channeling and sublimating. Right now I'm channeling, sublimating. The energies, and energy must be sublimated and channeled, sublimated and channeled, so that we harm none, we harm none. And the responsibility to do these and obligations, because when yours truly, Dragon Zero, Citizen Dragon steps outside, I'm no longer just private citizen. Here I can turn everything off, dance naked, get naked, close the blinds, put Kanye West music, Madonna music, or Tekashi 6ix9ine music, and start dancing naked on the music if I so choose. Right? I could do that. I could do that. I could do that. Right. I could also put it on. I don't have a OnlyFans, but my price is 1 million for 1 hour. Naked Adrian Dragon, greatest wild dance on any music. Well, it has to be live stream or recorded. It has to be with permission, copyright, but let's say on techno music or whatever, or just without music, nature sounds. 1 hour, 1 million. That's the deal. Not 1 penny, 1 cent, 1 dime, $1 less. For 1 hour of naked dancing, Adrian Dragons, $1 million is the deal. Pay my debt, $10,000 to the Royal Bank of Canada, RBC. Give the $2,200 that the government of Quebec is asking me back for, and of course, sponsor my anonymous sister, sponsor my anonymous sister, and the mass finance the Dancing Goddess and the Dragon Kingdom's World Peace Work, which yours truly has founded, as I am calling, of course, for the implementation of my calling all willingly loving to support my vision and the implementation of my trinity of theories, which I've written over the past 7, 8, 9 or so 10 years written, and I've spent many years in all those struggling, suffering, and struggle with depression, being suicidal, and XYZ, whatever have you, precarious employment, and struggling artists with frustrations, volunteered, work a lot, love to volunteer, so I'm looking for volunteer, calling for volunteers. I am, of course, love to volunteer. I've volunteered in different organizations, and I've also had my own share of disillusionment and frustrations with institutions and organizations. For example, here in Hawk Island, Montreal, made a proposal for environmental action and public citizen actions on XYZ, and of course no response back. It's gonna get back to you in 30 days, never got back to me, or no follow-ups, no responses, questions, and XYZ. And it's important to ask questions, and also it's important to take action, because let's say, for example, if I would just be an advocate, people who work out, train, exercise, and I wouldn't do it. Well, I did it, and I'm proud to have created my own workout training program system, the General War Integrated Total Body Training System, aka the Dragon Army Workout, which I've created, made, and designed and produced to go paradoxically in a providential parallel way to go hand in hand with a World War III scenario, both fusing me myself as a geopolitical analyst and theorist and of course me as an independent athlete and an independent fitness captain. Merge those two. I'm back in October 2019, created, made, and designed the General War Integrated Whole Body Training System, which of course I'm going to look to develop. I'm calling for volunteers to develop the application, the app Dragon Zero, Dragon Army workout app, the General War Integrated Whole Body Training System app application. I'm working every day, and I'm putting more philosophic, spiritual, artistic, and of course physical work than all the leaders of the free world combined. Is my new CV as Adrian H. Dragan died during COVID. Call all willingly loving. Support the implementation of my trinity of theories known as the citizen integration theory, death refusion theory, and democratic fusion theory. The three holy trinity of theories that I'm calling the implementation. These are theories which yours truly has written, as I've made the libraries of the city of Hawk Island, Montreal, my second home, and the many of tens of thousands of books, my friends, and I've read tens of thousands of books. I've also not only read tens of thousands of books, I've also written tens of thousands of pages of philosophy, poetry, art, and of course these theories, the trinity of theories known as citizen integration theory, debt fusion theory, and democratic fusion theory. The trinity of theories, democratic fusion theory, debt fusion theory, and citizen integration theory that I've written this past many years on by hand in some binders and some notebooks, and of course in different USB keys, some of which I've lost, some of which are here. So I'm gonna do a cleaning later tonight and tomorrow, full moon special cleaning. This is yours truly, Adrian Dragon, special cup of coffee, calling all willingly living to support in any way capacity by volunteering. The implementation of my trinity of theories, citizen integration theory, debt fusion theory, and democratic fusion theory, and by the implementation of that trinity of theories to of course create the two complementary and covenant and cooperative institutions, the International Citizen Integrated Social Security and Service Force, aka the Dragon Army, to be for service and security, security, food, housing, and transport for all citizens, allies, subjects thereof, in complementary and covenant cooperative way with the International Integrated Dance League. International, of course, Integrated Dance League is integrated. That will be an all gender, all ages, all sexual orientations, inclusive dance league. Dance for pleasure and purpose. Pleasure because it's fun loving to dance. Dance, of course, for pleasure and purpose. Purpose for the environment, environmental education and action. For example, concrete example, environmental education, how we can better do recycling, how we can better do compost, how we can go and visit by citizen integration theory with either the Dragon Army or the Dancing Goddess Army to see how recycling is done, how the dams here, 63 dams, 63 dams, 63 dams built by brain and muscle across this great province of Quebec, La Belle Province, La Belle Province, La Belle Province. Myself as a Quebecer, I am a Quebecer, I am pas mal Québécois, I am a Quebecer, North American, world LGBTQ citizen, rainbow dragon, of course. I am act local, think global. I am calling for world peace, but of course I am a Quebecer, Montreal and North American and Canadian, and of course many past lives, many incarnations from the ancient Egypt, by the Nile to the Euphrates, by Babylon, Euphrates in Sumeria, and the Ganges in ancient India, and the Danube in Roman. Hero was born a few times before Columbus, twice in past lives, right here, lived in near Mount Royal and Hawk Island, Montreal, and of course roundabout Montreal in past lives before 1492. 1:28 p.m. Who made a million on the stock market? Please, if you made a million on the stock market, donate to food security, mass finance, food security, LGBTQ, youth sports, and finance the nurses to get a massage. Offer them to finance the nurses to get a massage offer, and a spa on a weekend to go to a spa. One of my projects that I'm calling, since I've seen what's happening in the hospitals, and of course with the nurses, and my call is that for a weekend, nurses to go to be everything paid, included the motel, the hotel, and to have a massage therapy session. And if not, the parliamentarians in Canada and the Congress, senators, and the can go do it. And Dragon Zero stays parliamentarians, senators in Canada can go give and offer those nurses a massage. Can show you how I've learned massage therapy during COVID. Can show you how I've learned massage therapy during COVID, and I'm willing to volunteer to put in the work. You just gotta give me the tools, the tools, the massage, lotion, and whatever have you. And yours truly can cook, can clean, can write, can do, can write, can clean, can cook, can clean, can paint, can massage, can rant, can rap, can philosophize, can clean, can clean, can clean, can clean. Please wash your hands when you go in public. Can cook, can cook, can cook, can philosophize, and of course action is required, my brothers and sisters, because as much philosophy as I can go theoretical, verbose language in my own healing, Action has been required in my own transformation. Action has been required. Working out, training, exercising has been, is, and will be medicine and therapy for yours truly, as I believe it is for many, and I have been an advocate for the mass financing thereof, and of the Dragon Army, integrated with all existing public and private institutions and organizations, of course, to be able to encourage people to work out, train, exercise, and of course reward and be of service and security. Secure food, housing, and transport for all across the collective North American civilization. Integrate with all existing institutions and organizations, public and private institutions and organizations, and of course security services, the Dragon Army for security and service, and north to east, west, north, south already marched more than the generals of NATO combined during COVID, marched more than the generals of NATO combined during COVID, I've marched more than the generals of NATO combined during COVID, and of course I've put in more philosophic, spiritual, artistic, and physical work than all the leaders of NATO member countries, as well as generals of NATO member countries. So that's what I'm calling for, the implementation of my Trinity of theory: citizen integration theory, debt rule fusion theory, democratic fusion theory. By the implementation of these theories to create the two complementary, covenant and cooperative institutions of the International Citizen Integrated Social Security and Service Force, aka the Dragon Army, with the in the complementary, cooperative, and covenant way with the International Integrated Dance League, aka the Dancing Goddess Army, to be for pleasure and purpose, pleasure, fun to dance, and of course for the environment, to further education, and not only education but action, to be on the ground to see that recycling methods are properly done, that compost is done to increasing solar and everything that we do, and I can do better in recycling and everything that we do in the realm of the environment, and overall generally fundamentally to attain harmony between civilization and nature. The Dancing Goddess Army, the International Integrated Dance League, is that's what I'm calling for, advocating for, and in complementary to ensuring and securing freedom by securing, ensuring the three essential elements of civilization for all: food, housing, and transport. Food, housing, and transport. Food, housing, and transport. By the Dragon Army, official international citizen integrated social security and service force, east, west, north, south, east, west, north, south, from Hawkeye to Montreal, throughout the collective North American civilization, the civilizational collective of North America, Adrian, Dragan, and Dragan, pansexual founder thereof, is calling all willingly living, and action is required as much as theoretical practice and verbose, and myself admitting that I'm mediocre, admitting that I am average at some things, I am mediocre at others, but other things I am so-so. I admit it. I'm not perfect. Got issues, got vices, get moody, get upset, get angry, have aggression. I channel, sublimate and channel, whether aggression, violence, or sexual impulses and lust, because we have a dimension of us which is irrational, which is emotional, which we sometimes we're low to admit, and we gotta admit it sometimes, and sometimes we're low to admit it, that we have that anger and that frustration, and that we are, many of my brothers and sisters are closet LGBTQ, right? Are in the closet LGBTQ, they're staying in the closet LGBTQ. So I asked the NFL what is happening to my Rainbow Bro Colin Seeb NFL, what's happening to my Rainbow Bro Colin Seeb NFL, what's happening to my Rainbow Bro Colin Seeb. Right, and on each team of the Patriarch Sports Leagues, NFL, National Football League, NHL, National Hockey League, NBA, National Basketball Association, and MLB, there's one who's LGBTQ on each team. It's not only Colin Seeb, he's perhaps the bravest, freest motherfucker on the motherfucking field, but he's not the only one. He's not the only one. Many. I understand economic, financial, commercial pressures. I've lost opportunity in economic, financial, commercial realm because being LGBTQ has got a big mouth. That's why the Global Dragon Union, the International Workers Alliance of the 21st Century, to be an alliance for the 21st century. The Workers Global Dragon Union, the Global Dragon Union, the Global Dragon Union, for the International Global Workers Alliance of the 21st Century. That, of course, with my 11 principles, which I'm going to share in the coming minutes, hours, and days ahead. The Global Dragon Union, ASAP. 11 principles, and try to limit gossip, slander, whatever XYZ. Myself, I admit you don't have to slander, gossip. I mean, I admit that some things I am mediocre, some things I am average, some things I'm so-so. I'm great, super at other things we complement. My theory, of course, that we got complementary and integrated skills and competencies that are intersecting in this civilization, sophisticated, complex civilization which we have in the collective North American civilization. And of course, as I've said, action is required, and to balance the alienation, which since 1984 has increased. Since 1984, alienation has increased since 1984, and since then, of course, there's due to mostly Reagan, but not. I don't like to blame one person or blame one other, but it's a whole complexity of issues. But nonetheless, since 1984, a global, financialized, technocratic corporate order has been installing. A global corporate financialized technocratic order has been installing, and local, national, international, Western world, North America, and beyond. A global corporate technocratic financialized order has been installed, and to balance it in harmony with nature civilization, I believe my trinity of theory is best, and to fight alienation by citizen integration theory implemented by the Dragon Army, Dancing Goddess Army, these new institutions to be integrated with all existing institutions, organizations across SYZ, and of course to see how things are done, to see how, for example, recycling, to take children and youth and even adults or seniors or whatever, who never seen how a recycling plant operates, how compost is done, how the 63 dams, to go see the dams, one of the 63 or all of them or 5 of them or whatever, 63 dams which power all the energy that is clean, renewable, zero emission pollution energy across this province, and also gives to about 5 or 6 states in the US, at least 5 to no, perhaps 6. Energy that is clean, renewable, zero emission, that now is being generated as I'm speaking. Energy is being generated by these 63 dams. That meditation, built with brain and muscle, built by brains and muscle, built by brains and muscle of tens of thousands of Quebecers since more than 60 years, right? Brains and muscle, brains and muscle. The brains, the technical development of the dams and how the generators and the power lines. And me now, I plugged in my phone earlier this morning and I plugged in my laptop earlier this morning. They're disconnected now, disconnected, but my coffee machine is connected. So all these three, the coffee machine, the laptop, and the smartphone operate on this energy, which is from water. Clean, renewable, zero emission. I want to go see these dams. I want to go see at least a dam, 5 more of them, right? I never seen. I know I've seen them in pictures, but I never been. Maybe I've been, but I lost a lot of memory, maybe I've been in when I was a kid or as a young adult. And I don't remember much about childhood, young adolescence, young adulthood. Remember more than 7, 8, 9, 10 years of good things and bad things and struggle and suffering, but a lot of good has come into it. Created my workout is gold. I'm broke, but my work is gold. My workout is gold. You multi-millionaire athletes try to do my workouts. Try to do my workouts. You gotta give half, otherwise a third, to the Dancing Goddess and the Dragon Kingdom and the Dragon Army, and not only for the Dancing Goddess and the Dragon Kingdom, but mass finance youth to work out, train, exercise, and mass finance, food security, finance, and parliamentarians, leaders. My message to the politicians, bureaucrats is go give those, offer those nurses a massage. And the problems now in Canada, for example, we have, let's get the hotels, motels, give them a whole weekend for everything paid to go to eat where they want, or the food to the restaurants or whatever, and offer to get a good massage hours for those that weekend, paid for, included. They need action. And now my rent's paid, I am grateful, thankful. My electricity bill, I am grateful, thankful. I could use a fucking good massage that I can use. I cannot afford it. I'm already minus 400 something, although I paid a $4 protection to have 500 overdraft protection, which I recommend. Otherwise, you pay fees. And look, I'm paying on my debt the highest debt service, aka interest rate. And my policy is to limit 10% all loans, 10% all loans, business loans, credit cards, loans, to after we implement my theory called debt refusion theory, DRT. After its implementation, to set a limit of 10%. That's what I'm advocating for. I'm paying the most interest servicing, the most I ever paid, as millions of Canadians, with the Bank of Canada increasing the rate. That is finance one-on-one. That means most of the debt, credit card, credit lines, a lot of mortgages go up. Loans, debt. The debt servicing mean paying more interest. It's a mess. Inflation. Solutions, I believe part of the solutions, in other words, creative will, my trinity of theories, best to be implemented across the collective North American civilization. Citizen integration theory, debt refusion theory, and democratic fusion theory. Simply put, and by these theories created two complementary covenant and cooperative institutions like two sides to a coin. The International Citizen Integrated Social Security and Service Force, aka the Dragon Army, with the International Integrated Dance League, aka the Dancing Goddess Army. Two complementary covenant and cooperative institutions in order to secure food, housing, and transport, and after securing food, housing, and transport, to work on the fourth dimension services by the Dragon Army. Services, simple, with consent, hygiene, mutual understanding, and love, and principle that harm none. With the principle that harm none, consent, mutual understanding, hygiene, and the principle that harms none. With consent, mutual understanding, love, and hygiene, and the principle that harm none. All services, cleaning, cooking, washing, painting, reading to children, because all services which can be offered. Of course, a massage service, you're not gonna ask a massage three times a day or three times. A trucker can ask once for an hour, whatever comes, because can't afford it. He's got to transport the food from the farmers, the truckers, the construction workers, the warehouse workers on the ground. Good 30 minutes, need service and security, or do some cleaning, some cooking, all cleaning, all cooking, all service and security army for the 21st century. The Dragon Army, the Dragon Army, the Dragon Army. Those principles, simple, effective. What can you offer? Can you do? What can you do? What can you do? What can I do? That's what we're gonna do for world peace. And first, peace and charity has to start here in my room, office, and temple. If I make $1, I'll give half to my sister. If I make $1, I'll give half to my sister. If I make $1, I give half to my sister. Because if you're in debt, if you're struggling, can do charity, can do. And I put in more work than all the leaders of the free world combined during COVID. Philosophical, artistic, physical, otherwise spiritual work. As a universal spiritual teaching student, I'm non-dogmatic, non-sectarian. Believe Mother Nature is divine, the body. This can be a spiritual thing. I've lectured in my theories and spiritual teachings about my LGBTQ community. Rainbow Nation across nations unite. Rainbow Nation across nations unite. Rainbow Nation across nations unite. That we have spiritual energies which manifest in different ways. XYZ, and they can be intense. When the releasing can cause and has caused tension, and let's face it, sexual liberation has not come without blood, sweat, and tears for myself, personally, or for others. Blood, sweat, and tears for myself and Canadians and Montrealers and North Americans and Western civilization, for humanity as a whole, as my LGBTQ community. We are a minority within all civilizations and cultures. Right? Millennials of North America, I think we're about 6%, so still a small minority. Right? Still a struggle, still a people who come out in the mentioned patriarchal sports leagues. There's many who are LGBTQ, right? And politicians, this way, in the closet for religious, spiritual, and economic, financial, commercial reasons. In the closet, I've lost economic, financial, commercial, money. I've lost, and it's not about the money. It's not about the money. It's not about the money. You can have prosperity, but my brothers and sisters, with all the lusts, vices, and issues that do have, ain't no fucking way that if I would have had millions in the account, that I would have not financed food security and toys, gifts, chocolate, candy for the children during the holidays. Ain't no fucking way that I would have been that selfish. That I would have been that selfish. That I would have been that selfish to not finance that. And with all the moodiness, the rants, I start rapping. I rap hard, rap hard. I suffered. I struggled. One foot in the streets, the other foot in the libraries in the past 7, 8, 9, 10 years. One foot in the streets, the other foot in the library, 7, 8, 9, 10 years. One foot in the streets, the other foot in the library, 7, 8, 9, 10 years. Out of it has come this trinity of theories: citizen integration theory, debt refusion theory, democratic fusion theory. Plus the fourth dimension, love is action, is the philosophy. Because I can just blah blah blah. If I don't think, for example, I would advocate for the mass financing of working out, training, exercising. If I just advocate it and I don't do it, and I'm an independent fitness captain, created my own workout, challenging the players in the NFL, National Football League, NHL, National Hockey League, NBA, National Basketball Association, MLB, to try to do my workout. Try to do it. You're multi-millionaire athletes. You're supposed to do it, or try to do my other hardcore workouts in the sun. Maybe not. Best not. If I would just advocate for it and not do it, then it would be kind of fishy, kind of something odd, kind of strange, right? Something doesn't add up. Something doesn't add up. Something. No. But I do it. I work out, train, exercise. I live stream my workouts, train, exercise. A fitness journey. I mean, fitness journey. A fitness journey. Advocate, call for the mass financing of people to work out, train, exercise. Have been, and will. Advocating, calling for it, or philosophizing is only part of it. Action is required. In my own healing, action is required. In our collective healing, and hopefully moving the post-COVID world, because I don't want to go back to nothing pre-COVID. I've suffered, struggled, been depressed, been suicidal, been XYZ, closed doors, frustrations with organizations. So here today, 11 August, my rent is paid in full for August. The electricity bill is paid in full. Adrian Dragons calling all willingly living to the dancing goddess and dragon kingdom. As a social, philosophical, political, universal, revolutionary centrist, to implement my trinity of theories: citizen integration theory, debt fusion theory, and democratic fusion theory. Citizen integration theory to fight alienation, and by the dragon army and the dancing goddess army, to have citizens of all ages go see the dams, for example, how dams operate, how farming is done, how recycling is done, how train operates, how the freight train goes, how the cargo planes, how the airports, to integrate across all the teachings by volunteer, having a day on the field. Go see how all these interconnected, what people do, what do to do, artists, theater, performances, to see how cooking is done, butchers, how butchering, bakers, farming, the cannabis. Now, legal cannabis. I haven't smoked in a few weeks, and recreational, occasional cannabis smoker, mostly for because being sore from working out and cannot afford a massage therapy, but nonetheless. But that's what I'm advocating for. A post-COVID economic, financial, political, social, cultural, spiritual system for pleasure and purpose. That's what I'm advocating for. A post-COVID world, philosophical, economic, financial, commercial, cultural, political, social, and spiritual system for pleasure and purpose. Fundamentally, that's what I'm advocating for. A post-COVID system, economic, financial, commercial, social, cultural, political, spiritual, physical, of for pleasure and purpose. For pleasure and purpose. Pleasure to attain harmony between civilization and nature and world peace. World peace and attain harmony between civilization and nature, and world peace to attain harmony between civilization and nature and world peace. And pleasure to have some joy, to have workout, train, exercise, to be part of the dancing goddess and the dragon army, to either or both, to work out, to work, to do XYZ work, to volunteer, and to maintain or hopefully upgrade civilization as we move towards the star, to hopefully maintain or upgrade civilization as we move towards the star, to do art, to love, to help cleaning, cooking, washing, reading to children, teaching them English or French, as I'm bilingual, and Spanish. I speak the languages of North America: Spanish, English, French. I speak the languages of North America: Spanish, English, French. You speak the languages of the collective North American civilization: French, Spanish, and English. There are other languages, but the majority are, of course, Spanish, English, and French. Millions of us Quebecers here do speak French, including myself. I am a philosopher in French. I, of course, create poetry and ideas for scripts and comedy and humor, and to ensure and secure freedom, FREEDOM, we gotta use some comedy and some humor, brothers and sisters. We have to have some comedy and some humor, a sense of humor. Sure, to be careful, sometimes we offend, we trigger our words sensitive, right? So many things we offend. My equation is 2 plus 2 does equal 4, but doesn't mean we have to write it only in one color. Only red, my favorite color, only green color, the dancing goddess army is green, only black, black, only white or purple, whatever. We can write it in all the colors of the rainbow, plus we can have the black and the white in that equation. Meaning that the irrational, the emotions and the feelings, they do matter. How we feel, our feelings, our emotions, they matter. They're important, right? I've been depressed. This is just one of my suicidal lives. I was LGBTQ, right? Struggle. Come out of the closet. Suicidal. What are you suicidal about? See, we're repressing loving urges that are LGBTQ loving urges, right? So people are because of that, because they're in the closet. XYZ, because you want to have hidden lusts, hidden fears. SYZ, right? It's nothing irrational or logical about feeling depressed or moody or angry. It's emotions and feelings. Gotta be understood and channeled. Sometimes it's from subconscious mind. You hear a word, a word might trigger you. The F word for my fellow LGBT community. If I give you the F word pass, we're good. We're called Ally Army. You can call me faggot. You can call me faggot. You can call me faggot. Whatever else. F yeah, I'm a faggot. Proud faggot. Pride. What up, faggot? What's up, faggot? Love. Love is action, right? It's things that trigger us emotions. So the equation 2 plus 2 can be written in all the colors of the rainbow plus the black and the white. The 2 we can write it in green. The plus we can write one line black, the other white. The other 2 we can write it in red. The equal sign we can write it one line black, the other white. And the 4 we can write it in purple, in orange, and in green. So we can incorporate all the colors of the rainbow plus the black and the white. The black and the white plus the colors of the rainbow, the colors of the rainbow plus the black and the white, we can incorporate in that equation. The black and the white plus all the colors of the rainbow. But the equation is still 2 plus 2 equals 4, because we need logic and rationality and mathematics and science, innovation and technology, and we have to balance it with our spiritual, sexual, psychological, emotional feeling beings. Balance and harmony. I'm trying to stay in the middle. Balance, harmony, equilibrium. Sometimes with a foot the lower side, which I do have and do admit in the psychological way, in all those ways, that we have to channel and sublimate and understand and take action is required. Action is required. Action is required. The Romans had a great saying, it's facta non verba, facta non verba, facta non verba. Although words and philosophy and communications and intellectual analysis, whether economical, financial, commercial, or cultural, civilizations, or art. As I rap, could be irrational, whatever. If I rap for my Rainbow Nation across nations, or for whatever specific for the farmers, for the truckers, as XYZ, that they're doing logical and mathematical and scientific work, right? Is logic, mathematics, but the brains and the muscle are required as the feelings and the emotions, right? When we laugh, when we're joyous, when we have comedy, when we have a good time, because hopefully we're moving towards a post-COVID system. That's what I'm calling for as a yours truly, Adrian, Dragon, to move forward towards a post-COVID system. That's my advocacy. Of course, I do believe at this point in time the implementation of my trinity of theories, the CIT, citizen integration theory, the DRT, debt refusion theory, and the democratic fusion theory, the DRT, trinity of theories, right? So I've spent one foot in the street, one foot in the libraries, read tens of thousands of books on philosophy, art, poetry, finance, books on all topics, and read tens of thousands of books at the same time, written and typed on USB keys, some lost, some still around. Do a cleaning tonight or tomorrow morning on full moon, special cleaning, a little bit of dancing, and maybe find some, see some I've written by hand. So now I'm giving oral in these past days, weeks, and months. And here during COVID, I've been sharing them orally. And you can see tens of videos in my coffee with Dragon videos and philosophizing and art and working out and training and exercising, coupled with philosophizing and physicality as an independent fitness captain. And action has been required in my own healing and transformation and cleaning tonight, Cleaning tomorrow morning is still gonna require brains and muscle. Some brains, how I'm gonna do the technique, and how I'm gonna clean XYZ, and it's gonna require some brain and some muscle. Perhaps I got a little bit more of the muscle than the brain, don't know. Sometimes, other times, depending. XYZ. It's a question, and do admit that some things I am mediocre, some things I am average, some things I am so. I admit. Tiny hands, tiny feet, tiny little androgynous. Scar, clit, dick, clit, scar, that's a clitoris and a dick. Tiny hands, tiny feet, I do that. So, got fourth dimension, big mouth, got some brain and some muscle. Now that we got that out of the way for a few times, and that I did admit that I did watch some pornography during the weekend. No need to spy on me. NSA, National Security Agency, CSIS, CSIS of Canada, RCMP. In the news 2 days ago, spyware, Pegasus, NSO, Mossad, Small. Stasi are gone in 1989, November, the Berlin Wall fell. To ensure secure freedom, with consent and hygiene, mutual understanding and love, my main messages make love tonight. Consent and hygiene, mutual understanding is my main messages make love tonight. Consent and hygiene, mutual understanding and love, my messages make love tonight. And we're gonna rock and roll, read some stock market. Who made $1 million? Please give 10% to food security. Finance the nurses, offer the nurses a massage therapy if you're a multi-millionaire and a billionaire. I'm gonna get a refill. It's 1:56 p.m. in the EST. How's the stock market going? Buy, sell, trade, buy, sell, monkey business, man. 156. 156. Kisses God to all my willingly loving allies and armies. Pledge your legions. Kisses God. Pledge your legions. Pledge your legions. It's 156 time. I'm gonna refill. Get a refill for the coffee. I'm grateful, thankful that I have this coffee. And before we proceed in the stock, we're gonna have a bite of this beauty. Thank you, the cooks who produce it, the bakers, and thank you to my anonymous sister who bought it and gave me this mini bagel with cheese bagel, mini cheese bagel. And of course, it has the ingredients of enriched flour, water, vegetables, salt, egg, sugar, vegetable shortening, flour. So the flour and the sesame, poppy seed, sesame, onion, soya, the onion, the wheat, the soya was all made, created, and produced by the dance of the goddess with her brother, the son. That's somewhere in the farm, Canada, US, or the collective North America and beyond. It was harvested for all that production, all that brain and muscle, made it so that I'm eating it now, and I'm grateful, thankful for it. Gonna give me energy to read about the stocks, and know that I'm auctioning these three. I'm auctioning these three chains. One green, one white, and one black. One black, one white, and one green. One white, and one black, and one green. 77,777 Canadian PayPal only. Each, starting on each, the auction 77,000. Each of those chains. I bought them secondhand, but wore them. So they're gonna be blessed for you to dance, work out, train, exercise in them. So gonna pay my $10,000 RBC Royal Bank of Canada debt with that money. $2,200 debt that the government of Quebec is asking me back, if they're asking me back, because I contested and sponsor my sister as well. My sister for the Dancing Goddess and the Dragon army work, world peace work. Ah, not bad, not bad, not bad. Ready to rock and roll. What is the stock market? What is the stock market? I'm gonna rap it. What is the stock market? What is the stock? Rap, rock, sing it. Like pop, rock, jazz mix. Sing is gonna be a mixture of rock, rap, or pop singing type of style. It's gonna be a mixture of rock and pop and singing type of style. It's gonna be like a mixture. Those two is an artist. What is the stock market? What is the stock market? The term stock market refers. If you made a million on the stock market today, please give 10% to food security and finance the nurses. Because 10% out of a million is 100,000. You can cut a checks to a few nurses to sponsor them some massage therapy, sponsor them some massage therapy, or give them random to go to Cuba or somewhere, go to Cuba or somewhere, go to Cuba or somewhere, pay them a trip or whatever. If you made to the farmers, to the truckers, to the farmers, truckers, nurses, doctors, butchers, bakers, to the bakers and the butchers, to the farmers, man. Everybody gotta eat. Everybody gotta eat. Even person who made $1 million on the stock market today, he also gotta eat. No monkey business, man. This monkey business right here. This is monkey business right here. No more monkey business. No more monkey business. No more monkey business, man. What is the stock market? What is the stock market? Ready? Hut, hut, hut. Special jazz, pop, rock and roll, singing. What is the stock market? The term stock market refers to several exchanges in which shares of publicly held companies are bought and sold, bought and sold. Such financial activities are conducted through formal exchanges and via over-the-counter OTC marketplaces that operate under a defined set of regulations, that operate under a defined set of regulations that operate under a defined set of regulations. Both stock market and stock exchange are often used interchangeably. Traders in the stock market buy or sell shares. Traders in the stock market buy or sell shares on one or more of the stock exchanges that are part of the overall stock market. The leading U.S. stock exchange including NYSE, New York Stock Exchange, New York Stock Exchange, New York Stock Exchange. If you made $1 million on the stock market today, give 10% to finance, food security, LGBTQ sports, and the farmers, nurses, truckers, and bakers, butchers. Give 10% to some good charity, man. Some good finance, food security, and the Nasdaq. Key takeaways: stock markets are venues where buyers and sellers meet to exchange equity shares of public corporations. Now they buy, sell, trade future options. Now they're buying and selling, and of course with the applications on the smartphone that I'm using to go live stream on Facebook at this moment in time. Buy, sell to whatever, buy, sell, short, forex. Stock markets are venues where buyers and sellers meet to exchange shares of public corporations. Stock markets are components of a free market economy because they enable democratized access to investor trading and exchange of capital. Stock markets create efficient price discovery and efficient dealing. This U.S. stock market is regulated by the Securities Exchange Commission, and local regulatory bodies. Some bodies. Understanding with a kiss. Understanding with a kiss. Kisses got 718 trillions. The stock market allows buyers and sellers of securities to meet, interact, and transact. The stock market allows buyers and sellers of securities to meet, interact, and transact. Stock market allows buyers and sellers to meet, interact, and transact. The stock market allows buyers and sellers to meet, interact, and transact. The markets allow for price discovery for shares of corporations and serve as a barometer for the overall economy. Buyers and sellers are assured of a fair price, high degree of liquidity, high degree of liquidity and transparency as market participants compete in the open market. 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 The first stock market was the London Stock Exchange. Learning something today. Learning something today. Thought it was Frankfurt am Main. For some reason, I was thinking that it was Frankfurt am Main. For some reason, although this is from Investopedia website, the info that I'm reading right now from Investopedia website. Just public. The first stock market was the London Stock Exchange, which began in a coffee house, which began in a coffee house, which began in a coffee house, where traders met to exchange shares. In 1773, the first stock exchange in the United States began in Philadelphia, in 1790. The Buttonwood Agreement, so named because it was signed under a buttonwood tree, marked the beginning of New York Wall Street, In 1792, the agreement was signed by 24 traders. It was the first American organization of its kind to trade in securities. The traders renamed their venture the stock exchange, the Exchange Board. In 1817, a stock market is regulated. A stock market is a regulated and controlled environment. In the United States, the main regulators include the Security and Exchange Commission, the SEC, yep, and the Financial Industry Regulatory Authority, the Financial Industry Regulatory Authority, the FINRA. The earliest stock markets issued and dealt in paper-based physical share car certificates. The earliest stock markets issued and dealt in paper-based physical share certificates. Today, stock markets operate electronically. Today, stock markets operate electronically. Tip. Though it is called a stock market, other securities such as ETFs, exchange-traded funds, are also traded in the stock market. Also traded in the stock market. Practice trading with virtual money. Select a stock. You can select a stock in this. Select a stock. How the stock market works. Stock markets provide a secure and regulated environment where market participants can transact in shares and other eligible financial instruments with confidence, with zero to low operational risk, operating under the defined rules as stated by the regulator. Stock markets act as primary markets, and secondary markets as a primary market. The stock market allows companies to issue and sell their shares to the public for the first time through the process of an IPO. IPO, IPO, initial public offering. That's what it stands for. That's what it stands for. That's what it stands for. This activity helps companies raise necessary capital from investors. Raise capital from investors. If you made $1 million today, stock market, or yesterday, or whatever, more than $1 million or more, give 10% to food security. For farmers, finance the farmers. Get some massage therapy sessions and the nurses and the truckers with it. The butchers and the bakers along, bakers and the butchers along, bakers and the butchers along. The farmers, love you, thank you, hug you, kiss you. Thank you, love you, kiss you, hug you, farmers. Truckers, grocery store clerks, butchers, bakers, warehouse workers, dock workers, train conductors, pilots, bakers, butchers, sanitation workers, cleaning workers of the city, cleaning workers, firefighters. Love you, hug you, kiss you, truck. Love you, kiss you, hug you, truck. Initial public offering. This activity helps companies raise necessary capital from investor. A company divides itself into several shares, and sells some of those shares to the public at a price per share. To facilitate this process, company needs a marketplace, where these shares can be sold, and this is achieved by the stock market. To facilitate this process of buying and selling shares of the stock market, company needs a marketplace, where these shares can be sold, and this is achieved by the stock market. A listed company may also offer new additional shares through the offerings at a later stage, such as through rights issues, or follow-on offerings. They may even buy back, or delist their shares. Investors will own company shares in the expectation that share value will rise, or that they'll receive dividend payments, or both. The stock exchange acts as a facilitator for this capital raising process and receives a fee for its services from the company and its financial partners. Yep, using the stock exchanges. Yep, investors can also buy and sell securities they already own in what is called the secondary market. The stock market or exchange maintains various market level and sector specific indicators, like the S&P Standard & Poor's 500 index, 500 index, and the Nasdaq 100 index, which provides a measure to track the movement of the overall market. Important. Following an IPO, that's an initial public offering. The stock exchange serves as a trading platform for buying and selling the outstanding shares. This constitutes the secondary market. The stock exchange earns a fee for every trade that occurs on its platform. During secondary market activity. What are functions of a stock market? What are the functions of a stock market? The stock market ensures price transparency, liquidity, price discovery, and fair dealings. Don't know about that. So there's insider trading, and manipulation there is. And selfish. Who make $1 million don't give 10%. Who make $1 million and don't make 10%. Who make $1 million and don't make 10%. Trading activities. The stock market guarantees all interested market participants have access to data for all buy and sell orders, yeah, thereby helping in the fair and transparent pricing of securities. The market also ensures efficient matching of appropriate buy and sell orders, of appropriate buy and sell orders. Stock markets need to support price discovery, where the price of any stock is determined collectively by all of its buyers and sellers, buyers and sellers. Those qualified and willing to trade should get instant access to place orders, and the market ensures that the orders are executed at a fair price. Traders on the stock market include market makers, investors, traders, and speculators and hedgers, and individual citizens like you and me with applications and bank financial XYZ. Now it's possible. Traders on the stock market include market makers, investors, traders, speculators, and hedgers. Traders on the stock market include market makers, investors, traders, speculators, and hedgers. An investor may buy stocks and hold them for the long term, while a trader may enter and exit position within seconds. A market maker provides necessary liquidity in the market, while a hedger may trade in derivatives. How stock markets are regulated. Most nations have a stock market, and each is regulated by local financial regulator, or monetary authority, or institute, The SEC is the regulatory body charged with overseeing the U.S. stock market. SEC oversees the U.S. stock market. SEC is a federal agency. That works independently of the government and without political pressure. The mission of the SEC is stated as protecting investors, maintaining fair, orderly, and efficient markets, facilitating capital formation. Companies listed on stock market exchanges are regulated, and their dealings are monitored by the SEC. In addition, the exchanges set certain requirements such as mandating timely filing of quarterly financial reports and instant reporting of relevant corporate developments to ensure that all market participants are equally informed. Failure to adhere to the regulations can lead to the suspension of trading and other disciplinary measures. What is the significance of the stock market question mark? What is the significance of the stock market question mark? Stock market is a component of a free market economy. Stock market is a component of a free market economy. It allows companies, but please still do give 10% of every million that you make. Stock traders, hedgers, investors, speculators. For food security, finance food security, give the farmers a massage. Offer the farmers, finance them a massage, or the nurses a massage or therapy, or XYZ. It allows companies to raise money by offering stock shares and corporate bonds. It allows investors to participate in the financial achievements of the companies, make profits through capital gains, and earn income through dividends. The stock market works as a platform to which savings and investments of individuals are efficiently channeled into productive investment opportunities and add to the capital formation and economic growth of the country. Stock market works as a platform to which savings and investments of individuals are efficiently channeled into productive investment opportunities and add to the capital formation and economic growth of the country. Is that so? Is that so? Is that what about market crash? What about a market crash? What about market crash? It's not so growth then. It's what about the Great Depression? The Great Depression, the Great Depression, Great Financial Recession, 2007, 2010. So not always, not always, not always, right? Sometimes it just crashes and cycles and busts and booms, and not always so. The stock market works as a platform through which savings and investments of individuals are efficiently channeled into productive investment opportunities and add to the capital formation and economic growth of the country. What is an alternate trading system? Was it an alternate trading system? Alternative trading systems are venues for matching large buy and sell transactions and are not regulated like exchanges. Dark pools and many cryptocurrency exchanges are private exchanges or forums for securities and currency trading and operate within private groups. Dark pools and many cryptocurrency exchanges are private exchanges or forums for securities and currency trading and operate within private groups. Dark pools, and many cryptocurrency exchanges are private exchanges or forums for securities and currency trading, forex, and operate within private groups. Who helps an investor trade on the stock market? Who helps an investor trade on the stock market? Who helps an investor trade on the stock market? Who helps an investor trade on the stock market? Stockbrokers act as intermediaries between the stock exchanges and the investors by buying and selling stocks. And the portfolio managers are professionals who invest portfolios or collection of securities for clients. Investment bankers represent companies in various capacities, such as private companies that want to go public via an IPO, or companies that are involved in pending mergers and acquisitions. Flagship name in forex trading for a reason. As the number one FX broker in the US, forex.com allows you to trade. That's the article for the compare accounts for forex. That is the stock market. Related terms to the stock market are financial markets. Financial markets refer broadly to any marketplace where the trading of securities occurs, including the stock market and bond markets, among others. What is a primary market? Primary market is a market that issues new securities on an exchange facilitated by underwriting groups and consisting of investment banks. Electronic Communication Network, ECN definition. ECN is an electronic system that matches buy and sell orders in the markets, eliminating the need for third party to facilitate those trades. Specialist was a term formerly used to describe a member of an exchange who acted as the market maker to facilitate the trading of a given stock of a stock of a given stock. Fascinating. And now we go to the let's check stocks. So again, brothers or sisters or bros, sisters, bros, if you made $1 million or more, anything that you made more than $1 million on the stock market, please, please, please give 10% at least. Please, please, please give 10% at least. Please, please, please give 10% at least to mass finance, food security, LGBTQ youth sports, and of course to give an offer free massage therapy sessions to the farmers, nurses, truckers, cooks, butchers, bakers, to offer free massage therapy session to the farmers, nurses, doctors, butchers, bakers, to offer a free massage therapy session to the farmers, butchers, bakers, nurses. Let's check the stock market for the stocks. Explore on the stocks, the MSN money. How the stocks are doing now. Minus, some are in the minus, some are in the plus. See, Walmart Incorporated is plus 75% today for today's buying, sell, buy, sell, buy, sell. Now shares tick tock, 1, 2, 3, 2, 26 p.m. Walmart Incorporated earning in the past 5 days is shown at plus 75. Then the Royal Bank of Canada is plus 0.552. So that's half of a percentage by Royal Bank of Canada, of which yours truly owes $10,000 to the RBC and is already in the minus more than 700, more than more than 470. Although pay $4 a month to have the 500 overdraft fee, so I can go up to minus 500. Although always could keep about $20-30 in case you have to buy, of course, some groceries. Noodles. Got sardines, got pasta, got some bread. Grateful, thankful that I got a melon. Grateful, thankful that I got a melon. Grateful, thankful that I got a melon. Tesla, was the Tesla stock drop quickly? Tesla. Elon Musk in a parallel life. I'm a hybrid of Elon Musk, Bill Gates, Mark Zuckerberg, and Sheryl Sandberg. In a parallel life, I'm a hybrid of Elon Musk, Mark Zuckerberg, Sheryl Sandberg, and Bill Gates. In a parallel life, I am a hybrid of Elon Musk, Bill Gates, Mark Zuckerberg, and Sheryl Sandberg. In this life, I'm Adrian, Dragon, androgynous pansexual founder of the dancing goddess in the Dragon Kingdom. And Amazon is dropping in the red by 0.68%, so not 1%. Tesla's dropped 1.5%, 1.5% over the past weeks, although this is running on a daily stock market. And then we have TD, Toronto Dominion, in the plus, Blackberries in the minus, Boeing is in the red, AC is in the red. Let's see how overall the stock market is doing so far today. Stock market news. Let's read some news. Stock market news. Stock market news. In the news, stock market news updates. Stocks open Thursday's trading session higher as more inflation data showed a slowdown in the summer market rally. That's one news. Second news, stock market gains may look good, but we're not out of the woods yet. The S&P 500 is now a touch above 420. The stock market can be volatile. Third news from the Financial Express. The stock market can be volatile and it's not always possible to predict how individual stocks will perform. 5 things to know before the stock market opens Thursday. In entertainment, BMON delivered a deluge of news. Equity market post losses, market capitalization down by 0.12%. Robinhood, Nasdaq, HOOD must face market manipulation claims. Reuters reports market manipulation claims. Stock market rally muted after Fed officially says far away from inflation victory. Stock market news, Nasdaq slides on Micron warning CPI, inflation data on tap, bear market mistakes retirees often make. Stock market news update, stock surges, investors cheer on slightly cooler CPI data. This was 22 hours ago. 56 minutes ago, let's see this one. Robinhood must face US market manipulation claims over meme stock rally. One cheap Canadian stock to buy hand over fist now. Well, hell, is time running out to buy this stock cheap? 37, I don't know what the stock is, but 4 hours ago. Bond traders dismiss stock market rally as misguided euphoria. Bond traders. Coinbase stock rebound obscures market share loss. 5 hours ago. Is trending stock Blackstone Inc. BX a buy now? Question. This was an hour ago. Alibaba stock. Follow Masayosan Charlie Munger. Whatever that means. What does that mean? 7 minutes ago. Severe stocks bear market. Will you be among the prepared 1.5%? Well, I'm investing in the body. And I've been investing in the body hardcore. The workouts are gold, although I'm broke. My workouts are gold, although I'm broke. My workouts are gold. You try to do my workouts. So I got some market news in the market news. Let's see. Got some videos on stock market. Stocks, market movers for the day. Let's see the commodities and the market movers. Most active is got Athabasca Oil Corp, $2. Those are penny stocks. Penny stocks have been $5. So Athabasca Oil Corp, 2.38. So before we go into the, however, into the stocks, whatever they're doing, we have to say that a stock chart. If you're to invest, I'm not giving an investment counsel or whatever. I am learning in a parallel life. Was a financier, trader, and stock broker in Frankfurt am Main in a past life, in stockbroking, in finance, and commerce, and economics in Frankfurt am Main in a past life, in the early 1800s in a past life as a financier, stockbroker, and commerce in Frankfurt am Main, which is in Germany. Germany was involved in finance, the stock market, and commerce in the early 1800s in that past life. In this life, I'm a philosopher, geopolitical analyst, and theorist. Although a student scholar of everything under the sun, nature and civilization, a student scholar, ongoing academic student scholar, the people's doctor, prescriptions, push-ups, hawk squats, marching steps, workout, train, exercise, and bats, and hygiene in public, please, hygiene in public, please, hygiene in public, and workout, train, exercise has been, is, and will be medicine and therapy for yours truly, as I believe it is so for many have been, and will advocate for the mass financing thereof, specifically by the Dragan army to work out, train, exercise. So a stock chart, basically we have to look at the fundamentals, the price of the stock, whether it gives dividends, yield, the percentage of dividend yield, the price of the stock, the fluctuations of the day, the past 5 days, past week, past month, past year, and even past 5 years, the trend up and down, how it fluctuates up and down, and what's the high price and the low price, and whether you want to buy to hold it for the dividends, or you want to buy and sell, buy it low, sell it high, buy it low, sell it high, buy it low, and sell it high when it goes high, 10%, 5%, 20%, or whatever the different strategies to buy and sell in the stock market investment, or just for dividends, or long-term, short-term, medium-term growth, and just the next day you drop it, sell it, buy it, and by the day, forex or stocks, penny stocks, or whatever stocks, whatever the money people would. If I would invest, I would definitely invest in penny stocks, and yes, I would set my policy 10% to donate of every million that I make. I would set my policy 10% to donate to every million that I make. I would set a policy of 10% to donate, although of course I'm calling for debt refusion theory to be implemented, basically debt refusion theory. My theory means taking all private and public debt My private, if private citizens' debt is symbolized by X, I'm X1, you're X2, and there's hundreds of thousands, millions, hundreds of millions across the collective North American civilization, NATO member countries and beyond. So taking all the private debt and the public debt, pegging it, whatever the number is, in the trillions, in the trillions, it is in the trillions, converting, because we have to convert Canadian dollars, pesos, of course, euros, shekels to the American dollar, the US dollar, and that number in the trillions, whatever the number is, in debt refusion theory, convert it to US dollars, and the number of the debt, total public and private debt, convert it into the trillions, whatever it is, and then debt refusion theory, taking all private and public debt, converting the currencies into US dollars, and with that refusing it, meaning whatever the number of the debt is, refuse to create a global central bank, a universal central bank, a global central bank, where all loans are set at 10% maximum interest, where all loans are set at 10% maximum interest, where all loans are set at 10% maximum interest, and with that number, whatever it is in the trillions, convert it, create the UE, preferably by biometrics, the hand, the voice, and the eye being unique biometric identifiers, create the universal exchange unit known as the UE, my theory, to create this by the implementation of the debt refusion theory at the same time as citizen integration theory and democratic fusion theory, that creates two complementary cooperative and covenant institutions of the International Citizen Integrated Social Security and Service Force, aka the Dragon Army, with the International Integrated Dance League, aka the Dancing Goddess Army, in order to implement the Trinity of theories and this debt refusion theory. Refuse all public and private debt, convert the number of the shekels, the Israeli new shekel, the euro, the Canadian dollar, the peso, whatever countries of collective North American civilization, NATO plus Israel, and beyond, Central South America, my brothers and sisters in the Middle East, brothers and sisters, Africa, for that matter, not only in the West, but extending a hand to the East for world peace, and creating this universal exchange unit, credit the global central bank by all the debt refusion, whatever the number is in the trillions, and then of course create the two complementary covenant and cooperative institutions, Dragon Army, International Citizen Integrated Social Security and Service Force, with the International Integrated Dance League, the Dancing Goddess Army. Those two complementary covenant cooperative institutions to of course mass finance and debt refusion implemented, create the UE, preferred biometrics, and it can be also currency tangible, but preferred biometrics, the hand, the voice, and the eye are unique biometric identifiers. The Dragon Army, East, West, North, South, integrated with all NATO existing NATO member countries plus Israel security organizations and institutions, creating the International Citizen Integrated Social Security and Service Force, the Dragon Army, and of course securing food, housing, and transport, securing food, housing, and transport, and then offer services, and maintain and hopefully upgrade civilization, and work to attain harmony between civilization and nature, Yours truly, Adrian Dragan. So my advocacy of the implementation of my Trinity of theories, and of course move towards a post-COVID world of an economic, commercial, financial, philosophical, artistic, social, spiritual, post-COVID world, new system, post-COVID system, post-COVID spiritual, social, philosophical, artistic, technological, social, philosophical, physical system for pleasure and purpose. Attain harmony between civilization and nature, and for joy, for interaction, for learning about all things of civilization and of nature, and with education and action, mass finance, be able to work out, train, exercise, to get therapies for the XYZ, and work towards world peace, and world peace by action, with the philosophies and the theories, the aforementioned. So on the stock market, back to the stock market, of course, if I would of course have given 10% of every million that I would have made, but please give 10%. So in the stock market, what would look at the chart, the stock chart indicators, or what it does during the day, 5 days, 10 days, 1 month, 5 years, 1 year. The indicators, the fluctuations up and down, the fluctuations up and down, up and down, up and down fluctuations, and of course the dividends if it has dividend returns, and of course whatever the strategy is to hold on to it long term to get dividends, dividends, or to hold long term. If you see prospects in the company, such as of course some when bought at the initial IPOs, which is IPO stands for initial public offering, when the company first became part of the stock market, which is public, stock market, which is public, part of it, which is public, most of it. Then initial public offering, if it was like 93 cents when it came on the IPO, initial public offering, the stock, and now is $156. Then imagine you invested 100,000, that 100,000, if you sell the stock now at 156, you're a multi-millionaires, and people have become multi-millionaires by holding on to stock for a year, 2 years, 3 years, 5, 7 years, 7 years or more to that same stock market, and it became so valuable that of course from that initial $10,000 investment they made a few millions. And please give 10%. If you do, please give 10% for food security, for finance, the farmers, love you, kiss you, hug you, farmers, butchers, bakers, nurses, truckers, to get some, offer them a massage therapy, cut them some massage therapy services. The Dragon Army is not yet on able to do those services, although that's what Dragon Zero on the ground marched more than the generals of NATO combined during COVID. They marched more than the generals of NATO combined during COVID. Yours truly, Dragon Zero, marched more than the generals of NATO combined during COVID. And matter of fact, put in more philosophical, artistic, spiritual, and physical work than all the leaders of the free world combined during COVID. Plus, march more than all the generals of NATO armed forces combined during COVID. My new curriculum vitae. Adrian H. Dragon died during COVID. I had it 3 times, had it 3 times. 3 weeks ago, I was less sick than the first two. Last year when I had it, I was a little bit more sick, and the first time I was really sick. It was like death, pestilence, and disease, and many ways did die. I'm being reborn by working out, training, exercising, living proof of neuroplasticity by action, living proof of neuroplasticity by action, living proof of neuroplasticity by action, and of course, not only neuroplasticity by action, but neuroplasticity by action and acquired savage syndrome. Was not perfect, far from it. Still have some issues, some vices, some lust. Do not play it self-righteous. I do not play it self-righteous. I do not play it self-righteous. 2:42 p.m. Who made another million? Please give 10% of the stock market. Well, yours truly philosophized and called, as I'm calling all willingly loving to support the dancing goddess and the dragon kingdom's world peace mission. Top losers, top gainers, most active. So the market movers today. Beta Pro natural gas. Wow, but since it's a penny stock in percentages, it's dropped a lot. 15.65%. So that's a lot of droppage. But considering that the stock is a penny stock and it only dropped 23 cents, comparing the percentages is high percentage. It's high percentage, not necessarily in the value of the money, because one stock is $1.24. Beta Pro natural gas, so those are the most active. That's in the negative. And Athabasca Oil Corp, already today's went 18 cents up, $8 correction, 8.41%. It's went up. So the one who's most active in the red and the one who's most active in the green. Paradoxically, providentially, the official colors of the dancing goddess and the dragon army. The dragon army official color is red, and the motto is nobody is born a dragon, not even myself, with a surname DRAGN. The blood, sweat, and tears, and tens of thousands of push-ups, tens of thousands of hawks, tens of thousands of squats, and millions of marching steps to turn that A into an O. As yours truly, Dragon becomes Dragon Zero. Nobody is born a dragon. You become one, as I am turning that A into an O by tens of thousands of push-ups, marching steps by the millions in steel toe boots, and push-ups, hawks, and hardcore workouts, and admitting parts of self that are not admitted sometimes, such as being moody or angry or having aggression or hidden lust, hidden fears, and XYZ that have tiny hands, tiny feet, and a little tiny little scar clit. Big mouth, four dimension to that triple tiny trinity got a big mouth, but nonetheless, for world peace, for the greater good, with calling for the implementation of my trinity. Stop gain trinity of theories. Citizen integration theory, debt fusion theory, democratic fusion theory. Top gainers, Moss and Gold Limited. Moss and Gold Limited. Moss and Gold Limited. 0.37, that's 30% top gainers. Clear Energy Service, 0.01%, that's 22.22%. But these are all penny stocks. The Moss and Gold, it gained a lot, 30%. However, it's penny stock. It's 16 cents, 16 cents, 16 cents. They're top gears. The stock, but you also have to look at the chart when you look at the volume of the stocks in the IPO, and if they increase the stocks, how many stocks are on the market, how many stocks total are on the market, how many shares, that is shares are on the market of a given company, right? Because a company can have XYZ amount of shares, right, to distribute, and that share represents a percentage of the company. It's not 100 shares, it can be lots of shares depending, and it can be distributed, right, of the shares, how many total shares. You can look at the how it did during the day, during the past 5 days, week, month, year, and even 5 years, and see events, because an event of course can trigger a big change, such as for example as interest rates in the Bank of Canada, which myself I'm suffering, as millions of others are, to pay more debt servicing, more interest. Personally, I think my debt refusion theory is best at this point in time. I believe that my debt refusion theory is best at this point in time. I do believe that my debt refusion theory is best at this point in time. I have been able to advocate for it. The top losers, Rubelite Energy. They are top losers. The top gainers are both penny stocks. Because in percentage, if the top gains is in percentage, it's gonna be the penny stocks, because percentages compared to the penny stocks, if it's a few cents, it's a higher percentage than if a stock would cost $93. If it's only a few cents up, it's less in percentage. It can be only 1% up and be more dollars, right? You got to do the math. So they able to calculate percentages, stuff, basic math, percentages, mostly percentages and money and dollars, and percentages up and down, and calculate the cents. So the top gainers for the day, Moss and Gold. And broken my work is gold. This work has been is gold. Top losers, Rubelite Energy Incorporated, 2.85 as the stock, and it has gone down 15.93%. These are the top losers. Rubelite Energy Incorporated, 0.54, so half a dollar, 54 cents down, but it represents a big percentage of the stock loss comparing to the price, right? The top gains, they gain 30%, but it's only 3 cents. It's 0.037 cents, so close to 4 cents, because the stock is only 16 cents cost. The share costs only 16 cents. For Moss and Gold Limited, is only 16 cents. Myself, to be honest, I would still buy that, because I think it could go to 25 cents even tomorrow. It could be a top gainer 3 days in a row or 2 days in a row. I believe Moss and Gold from 16 cents has a potential, for example, to go for, let me see, but how am I speculating? Can I click on it? This is not an advice, this is not advice, this is what I would do. I would probably get it. Even if today was the top gainer, maybe tomorrow is going to be the top gainer also. Moss and Gold Limited is a mineral exploration company. The company explores, acquires, and develops properties for gold and cobalt deposits. Moss and Gold serves customers worldwide. Founded March 10, 2004. March 10, 2004. And it's 28%, has gone up 28%, or 0.35 cents. It was 37 before, now it's 35. But it's very low on price, market open. Let's see for the week how it's done for the week. The week is trending up. The month, so it started low, it's going up and down, but now it has been a surge in August 4. Maybe some news, some explore, some whatever. The is a penny stock going up and down. Has an up and down over the 5 years. Over the last year, at one point it's been at 24 cents. So it's been higher than 16. Could it bounce back to 24 cents? It could. It could. Definitely could. Commodities. So the other top losers, this was Moss and Gold was the top gainer. It gained 30%. The other top gainer was Clearstream Energy Services. Clearstream Energy Services. Clearstream Energy Services Incorporated Industrial Services. The company offers fabrication, wear technology, transportation, pipe logistics, construction, and maintenance services. So it's a good one. Now the commodities. Commodities, how the commodities are doing. Gold. Gold, gold. Gold is high. Still, it's high from what it was. It's ounce of gold at $1,803.50. But gold has gone down $10.20. Today's trading lower, but that doesn't represent big in percentage. It's only 0.56 in percentage, so it's not even 1% down. The silver, however, is 2.37 down in the negative. Silver has gone down by 49 cents, but in percentage it represents more. It went down more than the gold. $20.25 for an ounce of silver, so it's by ounce, right? Montreal's trusted gold buyer. Trusted gold buyer. The bar, right? Pound of gold. Pound of gold. Kilo of gold. Tons of gold. How much gold is there? Then of how many carats? 10 carats, 14 carats, 18, 24, right? 18 carats, 10 carats, 14 carats. 10K, 14K, 18K, 24 is the US oil. The US oil. So these are commodities, commodities, commodities. The US oil is gone up. It's going up again. $2.98, which is a lot for the day. Almost $3. Will it go up higher? So it's a big percentage of going up. The barrel of oil, so that means more price of the gas. It's already came down a bit, but still twice as much as it was in February 2020. Twice as much in Hawk Island, Montreal was 93 cents 2020 average. February 2020, the average price for gas was 93 cents. Is now averaging 190. Hawk Island, Montreal. Well, so it's more than double. Still more than double. More than double price of gas. That's skyrocketed. So 3.24%. That is $2.98. $2.98 went up. $3.24. Currencies. So Canadian dollar buys. A Canadian dollar buys. A Canadian dollar buys. 78. So the conversion, forex conversion. It buys 78.3 cents US. It buys 104.27 Japanese yen. It buys 1.103 Australian dollars. So it buys more than an Australian dollar. How many euros does it buy? One Canadian dollar. One Canadian dollar buys 0.759. So almost 76 euro cents. Not even 1 euro, but how many the British pound is still high in value. British pound is still high in value. So one Canadian dollar buys only 64, what is it, pence? One Canadian dollar buys 0.64 Great British pound. So 64 pence, the pence for the British pound, right? I believe it's pence. So pound is in pence, right? Pound, the currency, not the weight. The pound sterling, the pound sterling, the pound sterling. Pound sterling, the British pound. So it gives us 64 pence. High inflation, more than between 8.2 and 9 or 8 point or 9.4. Wow, it's a big percentage. Struggling to find out the £1 is subdivided into 100 pence. £1 is divided into 100 pence. £1 is divided into 100 pence. So we'd get 60 for a Canadian dollar. We would get, of course, 64 pence. And in Indian new rupee, we would get 62.36 Indian new rupee. The rupee of India. So we would get 62.36 rupees. I wonder what could that dollar, Canadian dollar, going into India, how much these 62 rupees can they buy me a samosa? Can they buy me a drink in India? I know now that I'm meditating on international trade, gonna jump to international trade. I do buy often from a big supermarket, sometimes small family owned, place these bags of. I'm gonna be curious to check if the price went up for them. Used to buy them at 99 cents, and then I noticed they went up to 119 and 129. It's still a good deal because you get more than 100 grams, and it's like crackers and biscuits and mixed nuts in it, and sometimes it's very spicy or middle spicy, or something sweet and spicy. I like it. I love it. And used to be in the market, sometimes it was 99 cents. So wow, it's like for a bag that's like more than 150 grams, and it was super good for the prices, right? So I wonder how much with that Canadian dollar I was able to buy a bag of that here in the supermarket. And I wonder for that same Canadian dollar if I can buy 2 or 3 bags in India. If I go directly in India with 62 rupees, because maybe that bag at the market in India, in Delhi or Calcutta or Mumbai or somewhere else, maybe it's only 20 or 25 or even 15 or maybe 30, maybe 35. Maybe somewhere it's 15, somewhere it's 20, maybe somewhere it's 25 new Indian new rupee, the rupees in India. So maybe with 1 Canadian dollar I can buy 2 or 3 bags, maybe perhaps even 4. I don't think 4, but I would say 2 or 3. Converting it, the Canadian dollar in India, having the 62 rupees, maybe let's try say, hey, it's the same one I buy for a dollar in Canada. Here's 15 rupees or 20 rupees or 25 rupees. So to make that calculation, that transaction. Earnings per share, EPS, very important to know. The dividends per share, DPS, EPS, DPS, earnings per share, dividends per share. Please, if you made $1 million on the stock market, forex, or crypto, give 10% to food security and farmers to finance them, offer them a massage therapy session to the farmers of the collective North American civilization, and to the nurses and the farmers and the butchers and the bakers with it, and those involved in the processing of food, because food is holy. Everybody gotta eat. Earnings per share, EPS. So earnings per share and dividends per share are both reflections of a company's profitability, but that's where any similarities end. Earnings per share is a ratio that gauges how profitable a company is per share of its stock. On the other hand, dividends per share calculates the portion of a company's earnings that is paid out to shareholders. Both measures have their uses for investors looking to break down and assess a company's profitability and outlook. Key takeaways. Earnings per share, EPS, and dividends per share are both reflections of a company's profitability. Earnings per share is a gauge of how profitable a company is per share of its stock. EPS can be diluted by the introduction of new shares through secondary issues, convertible securities, or employee stock options. Dividends per share, on the other hand, measure the portion of a company's earnings that is paid out to shareholders. Many companies do not pay out dividends and so cannot be analyzed by dividends per share. Earnings per share and dividends per share are both reflections of a company's profitability. Earnings per share is a gauge of how profit a company is per share of stocks. EPS can be diluted by the introduction of new shares through secondary issues, convertible securities, or employee stock options. Dividends per share, on the other hand, measures the portion of a company's earnings that is paid out to shareholders. Most companies that do not pay out dividends and so cannot be analyzed using DPS. Earnings per share EPS and dividends per share DPS are both reflections of a company's profitability. Earnings per share is a gauge of how profitable a company per share is of its stocks. EPS can be diluted by the introduction of new shares through secondary issues, convertible securities, or employee stock options. Dividends per share, on the other hand, measures the portion of a company's earnings that is paid out to shareholders. Many companies do not pay out dividends and so cannot be analyzed by DSP. Love you, thank you, love you, kiss you, thank you, love you, love you.